Hi, I'm Shaul. In previous videos on this channel, we discussed what makes an image look true to life or three-dimensional, and which properties of lenses are responsible for this. We also started going through some of my favorite lenses that do convey the dimensionality, the 3D pop that I am after in the context of documentary photography of people, which is what I like doing. Now we are left with the last category of lenses, which is portrait lenses, proper short telephoto lenses made for the purpose of making portraits. Now, before we begin with the lenses, a few thoughts about portrait photography. It is different, I feel, from all other genres of photography, because the viewer has a high affinity to the human face. And if you make a photograph that mainly contains a single face, you don't have to think too much about composition, about leading the eye of the viewer through the different elements of the image. The viewer will be automatically drawn to the eyes of the subject, to the face, to the facial expression. They will not be bothered by how blurry the background is or what color the background is. Nothing will really distract them from the face. Now, it seems easy, but that poses some responsibility on the photographer. A good portrait doesn't have to be beautiful, in my opinion. It has to be truthful. This is the main challenge. And to make it truthful, you have to convey something that is transcendental. It's not what the person looks like, it's who he is, or she, or they. So, to do that, you need a good control of the exposure, of the key, some leeway. So the best portrait lenses, the ones that I like to use, have a low contrast. Right, I'll start with some lenses that I do not have here to show you, and quickly go through their characteristics. First is the Tamron 90mm f2.8 macro. This is a macro lens. It is extremely sharp. But it has a full contrast, which means that it's highly contrasty and is not nuanced enough for being a good portrait lens. Same goes for the Tokina 100 millimeters f2.8. It's an older lens, very sharp, quite good rendering of the out of focus surfaces, but too contrasty for my taste. A third lens that I do not find suitable for portraits is the Helios 40, which is a big, heavy, chunky 85 millimeter f1.5. It has a bit of a softer contrast, but it's only sharp in a small section in the middle of the frame. And the transition from the sharpness in the center to the unsharpness of the edges is just distracting. You can clearly see it even without enlarging the image. Next is this one. It's the Falkland 75 millimeters f1.5. This is a longer lens for rangefinders. It's a modern design. Its optical design is quite interesting. There are three extra low dispersion glass elements, but they are all concentrated in the front of the lens. The back of the lens, the rear, is made of denser glass, I think. It has a white glint that you can see, which suggests it's a heavier flint glass. And the combination provides good contrast with good control of chromatic aberrations without. It has a good 3D pop. Next one is this chunky thing. It's the Sigma Art 85 millimeters f1.4. Most of the Sigma Art lenses contain a lot of low dispersion glass, and they are rather flat and not very suitable for living things, especially not for humans. This one is different. It's a very good portrait lens. It's sharp, very sharp, but it still retains the natural feeling of dimensionality. The tonal transition from shadow to highlight is softer. It's more linear, and it gives it a good representation of curvatures, which are very important in portraits. So this is a Sigma I quite like, except for its size and weight. Next is this one. By its shape, you can see it's a sonar design. This is the Jupiter 9, an old Soviet lens. It's made of mainly high-density flint glass, and it's a nice low-contrast lens that I find highly suitable for portraits. Of course, the low contrast gives it a leeway. I can easily go low key with it or high key, and there's a lot of headroom to adjust the contrast in post-production. So this is one of my favorites. It's an 85 f2 copy of the Zeiss Classic Zona, and it's a very good lens. Next is the Nikon 105 f2 DC. This is a lens that was made for portraits. I'm ignoring the DC ring that controls the amount of blur you get in front and in the back of your subject, which is really very subtle and not very useful, I think. But it's a good medium contrast portrait lens. I like it, but it's better used with slight underexposure, because the exposure balance is a bit too bright. So it's a good, very good lens. Also has some 3D pop, although I'm not sure how important it is for portraits. And last, this is another older lens. It's Carl Zeiss Jena 135mm f 3.5. Made in East Germany, and it's a longer lens. It's a nice poppy lens. Contrast is medium, so it's suitable for portraits. And I don't use it much because it's 135. It's way too long for me. But if you are after longer distance between you and your subject, it's a very good option.